All right, on this day, I had planned on going out here to Sandcut and testing a drone that another company sent me to try out for them. And also to start a project that I'm going to do of a drone flyover of as much of the Tehachapi Pass between Tehachapi and Mojave as I can get to. But anyway, as I was driving up past Sandcut, I noticed the westbound loaded grain train sitting on the number 2 track with his headlights off. And it's not unusual to see that. So I drove up on top of Sandcut Hill where I was going to mess with the drones. And I noticed this eastbound on the number 1 track, the intermodal stopped down at Beina. And again, not unusual to see trains in both directions stopped. You never know. Track guys might be doing some stuff. There was a track truck at Newmarket Road by the Sandcut crossover. So I wasn't sure what was going on, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity to start my little project of flying over all this. And you'll see this again when I do that, start that project. You're just going to see pieces of it here. And I said I was going to test out that new drone that was sent to me. It was a very small, very light, beginner type drone. And I'm not going to do a review on it. It was not a very good drone. I wrote the company back and told them I'm not here to make them look bad, so I'm not going to do a review on it. It was real sketchy, even in a small breeze. It blew around a lot. It had a lot of issues I didn't like. So yeah, thought I'd fly down here. This is Sandcut Hill. And the intermodal stretched out down there. I was kind of hoping that maybe they would get on the move, one or the other, or both. And you'll hear, as I mentioned a couple of times later on in the regular non-drone footage, that my radio handset scanner was dead and not working, so I couldn't figure out what was going on that way. So I just waited to see what was going to happen. While I was bringing the drone down to land and change batteries, one of the security guards came up, and she and I chatted for a little while, and I asked her if she knew what was going on, and she got her on her radio and talked to a few people and said that there was a broken rail out towards Beina. She didn't know exactly where, whether it was on double track or out on single track. And then all of a sudden they started backing this Z train up. Are they Z trains when they're empty, or are they just empty intermodals? Let me know in the comments below, because I really don't know. But anyway, they started backing this guy up, and I assumed that perhaps the broken rail was in front of this train or something, and they were getting him out of the way. I really didn't know. I had no way of knowing any of this, and the security guard didn't know anything beyond the fact that there was a broken rail. And I ran into 5 of the security guards out there over the course of the day, and I know I saw a couple more, but they were just back and forth all over these trains out here, making sure they weren't getting broken into. And that's why the security guard had come up to me to begin with, was to find out what the heck I was doing. All right, well, I came out here to Sandcut to do some work with the drone, and the loaded grain train is sitting here. Still got my there's my drone. See how close he comes. Just have it on return to home. But yeah, I came out here to Look at that. Right where I took off from. There is another train way out there on the other side of the Sandcut crossover, the other side of Newmarket Road. Now, this is actually an eastbound train. So yeah, let's load up and go out there. And he's backing up quite a ways. And looks like they'll probably stop him short of Newmarket Road. That's the road that goes to the dump. But anyway, let's go see what's going on. All right, well, drove down here to the Sandcut crossover where they are crossing this train over from the number 1 to the number 2 track right here. And this train, this next eastbound, just turned on his lights. Got everybody all wadded up there, waiting to get into the dump, the landfill. I haven't driven down to where the broken rail is yet, but so I don't know what track it's on. I'm assuming that it's on this track, but there is a track truck. Looks like a welder's truck sitting, I say a track truck, a maintenance away vehicle, and it looks like a welder sitting down at the crossing that goes into the landfill there, Newmarket Road. There's also a crew change vehicle down there. You can see that silver SUV down there. So I'm speculating that they're going to recrew the grain train. And that's what I was wondering a while ago, is why the grain train was stopped. As he was moving, he's moving away from the broken rail. As I've said many times, dispatching is a mystery to me. All right, this guy's on the move. It's eastbound. So if the broken rail is that way, I'm really confused. But I guess we'll find out. Drive down that way. turned on my handheld handset scanner, but I drained the battery on that the other day when I had James Paquette, one of my subscribers from New Mexico, out here, and I hadn't recharged it, so it was of no use. All right, and the train that they backed up is sitting right there in front of this train, so I am at a complete and total loss as to why they're doing things the way they did. Let's drive down towards Beina and see if something pops up. All right, well, I have driven out here to Beina, and they just ran that eastbound through here on signals. There's the grain train. Still sitting there. Now I heard, oh wait a minute, is he on the move? No, I guess not. But yeah, I just heard another horn sounding, and as I was rounding the bend up there, I thought I saw another train's eastbound headlight in my mirror. So they may be running another eastbound through it. In that case, I am thoroughly confused. It's not hard to confuse me, I will admit that. But yep, here comes an eastbound down Sandcut Hill there. And he is moving on signals too. He will not be stopping. And proof that this train is right on that other eastbound's block, this signal just now went yellow. Flashing yellow. This did not look like a very long train as it was coming off the Sandcut Hill there. Security guard there making sure I'm not robbing anybody. We chatted for a little bit up on top of Sandcut Hill and drove up there earlier. up the other way again and see what's going on. All right, well, I came back down here to Sandcut. The grain train is still sitting down there. And this is the train that was backing up, and that's a rapid responder sitting there, so it seems more likely that there was an issue with this train and they just needed to get him out of the way so they could start running trains. I also noticed that the grain train does have a green signal to proceed through the crossover at Sandcut. So I'm not sure why they're still sitting there, but they are. All right, well, I pulled down here to the other side of the crossover, and right as I did this eastbound, came around the curve at the top of the hill over there. And I also just saw the rapid responder drive down to the head end of the grain train. So all kinds of stuff going on. It's crazy, but interesting. And I didn't leave my house till about 11 o'clock or something like that. And I was just gonna come out here, mess with the drone they sent me, work on my project with my good drones. Not that little one, I'm gonna say it's a bad drone. I haven't used it yet, I haven't had a chance. But yeah, for something I figured was only gonna take me an hour or so once I got out here, it is almost 1 o'clock, and I've finished about half of what I started with the project I started with my regular drones. And then all this action commenced. Here I still am. But that's all right. I didn't have anything else planned today. Gotta stop at the grocery store on the way home, grab some potatoes. That's about my only plan. This guy appears to be slowing down a little bit. I know that they do sometimes do crew changes at Edison, which is just a couple miles from here. This guy is definitely, it's like he's coming to a stop right here. All right, well, let's go see what's going on down in front of him. Well, I came down here to the head end of this train and I saw one of the crewmen going back to one of the other units. For some reason, my scanner won't charge. I'm gonna have to break down and just buy one, I guess. But yeah, so I don't know if there's an issue with this train. there is, I guess, a good thing the rapid responders close by. But I know this probably isn't where they wanted to stop because they do have Newmarket Road blocked. And yeah, that's not going to be a good thing. All right, well, he's on the move again. Wouldn't stop for very long, maybe 5 minutes, if that. I am sitting at a private crossing, his for the ranchers to use, farmers. Notice earlier he has 2 Norfolk Southern units on here, but I'll bet the rest of you noticed that. Headed on into town. All kinds of craziness going on out here today. I'm glad I didn't just sit at home and watch TV and edit videos. Bakersfield, way off there in the distance. Those closer white buildings you can see, that's Edison. This guy ain't messing around. He is on the move. Elbow! All right, let's go back up and see if the grain train's going to do anything. All right, there goes the rapid responder. I still can't get my radio to work. So, just have to wait and see what's going to go on with this guy. All right, they're cutting the train that was backing up earlier loose. Bringing him back through the crossover. Put him back on the track he started out on. That track gang, they've been sitting down there all morning. And that may sound like an easy day, but those days stink, really. You're just sitting there all day waiting for trains to get out of the way, or for whatever reason where you're just sitting there. Those make for long days. Messing with that drone that company just sent me, and it keeps disconnecting from my phone. I get that hooked up, and then it keeps disconnecting from the control. The drone and the controller keep losing their connection, and yeah, that's pretty frustrating. Saw the rapid responder drive back by. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that little bitty drone they sent me, but keeps giving me any grief. I'll box it up and send it back to them. Assumption, you know me, is that now that this guy's cleared, even though they did have that guy cleared through the crossover earlier, they ended up not moving him through it for obvious reasons, running a train around him. But yeah, they should get him going now, unless there's something else wrong with his train. All right. The grain train is on the move. So whatever was going on with all these trains appears to have been sorted out. This is the loaded grain train, very heavy, so they're obviously going to take it easy getting it going. With a good portion of it still hanging off the back of Sandcut Hill.
What are you doing?
Guy just asked me what I was doing. None of his business. Just go to the dump and unload your truck. Leave me alone. beautiful clouds. I've seen clouds like that since April. Well, here are the URLs of my PayPal and my Patreon. If you can help the channel out that way, I'd sure appreciate it. Don't forget, you can also become a member for $2.99 a month. When you go to my YouTube channel, the banner page is what it's called. You'll see an icon that says join. That's how you do that. I'm sure appreciate that. All the help I can get, I appreciate. And I'll put a link in the description below as well. All right, that will bring it into the madness at Sandcut. All right. Interesting day at Sandcut. All right, keep shooting me the ideas. Drop them comments below. Shoot me an email at motorport59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And I'll see you all later. No. I have been standing here waiting for this train. For about 10 minutes. I saw his headlight way back down there towards Edison. I was already up here at Sandcut Hill. Sounds terrible. Flat spots on these wheels there. All right, well, I guess there was a broken rail. I am at extreme magnification, so sorry for the wigglies, but yeah, as I was driving in from working on the drone project, I saw these two maintenance away trucks here. The one on the left up there is up on the tracks, actually repairing what I'm assuming is the broken rail. Don't know what the guy down below is doing, but he's doing something. So yeah, The craziness at Sandcut has been answered.